Take one, the Ron Bass Show.
Hey guys, it's Ron Bass, your source for inspiration, encouragement, motivation, humor, Mr. Brent Atterbury, Mr. Executive Producer.
Hello there again.
Hello.
It's been a long time since I've seen you.
Yeah.
Like a week ago.
I tell people all the time, we'll see you tomorrow, Lord willing, and the creek won't rise. And they say, what does that mean?
Yeah.
I guess back in the day, the horse and buggy and the creeks would overflow and you couldn't get through.
That's right.
So that's what that means for anybody that's really young out there that has never heard that. I did notice on some of the analytics, though, with YouTube that there's more and more people listening that are older, like in their 60s. So, hey guys, if you're up in the years or over 50 or over 60, appreciate you listening.
Yeah.
And mostly it's younger people, which is cool because, look, everybody needs to hear what we have to say, in my opinion. And some people don't like to hear it, but you can always turn it off, right? So that's the beauty of electronics or technology. You can turn it on, turn it off whenever you want.
And
I see you wanting
well,
to say
I was just going to say, you said older people. See, older is just how, it depends on what age you are. See, older to me is like 80s and 90s.
Well, I'm not too far behind that.
Yeah.
72,
so
that's
60s
8 more years.
is just, you're at a very wise age. You've done a lot of things. And,
Gatorade.
Yeah, that's a quencher of thirst.
So when I drive, I just came back from a little road trip with one of my employees. We went on a little handyman job about 40 miles from our home office. And I don't use air conditioning in my car, and my technician's like, oh my gosh, but I've done that for years, so I'm a little sweaty right now, so this is like really good stuff.
Replacing those electrolytes.
Yeah, so it's good for you. When I go to the gym, I always get one of these, and maybe like a snack, and I'll drink a little bit of this and eat a snack while I'm working out. I talk about that from time to time, and it gives me a little bit of energy when I'm working out, so I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it works for me. And then I'll go in and I work out just like this. I don't take every once in a while I put on a t-shirt and take my shirt off. But generally I just go in, start my workout, do my thing. People are looking at me like, what is this guy doing? Look, to me, it's about the fewer steps I got to make and take to get to where I want to get to, the more likely I am to get to the process. I think what happens is we tend to make excuses based on what's inconvenient. If I get in my car and I go to the gym and I walk inside and I get a Gatorade and I go straight to the Stairmaster, I'm there, I'm doing my thing. If I have to go in there, take my clothes off, put on my workout clothes, it's like another step, and I'm thinking the whole time, man, I'm in the gym, I got to work out, I'm going to sweat, it's going to be hard. I think the quicker you can get to the gig, the better off you are. Look, that may not work for everybody. I get it, but for me, it does work. We talk about distractions all the time. The fewer distractions you've got, or the fewer distractions you think about, the more likely you are to get things done. And it's just a million different reasons why we don't do what we're supposed to do every day, right? I was talking to some of my students last night, and he said, one of my students, he says, hey man, I quit smoking. I said, wow, that's the best thing you could have ever done. He said, well, I still smoke pot every once in a while. I said, well, every once in a while is one thing. I can almost live with that. But, smoking pot every day, smoking cigarettes every few minutes, no, man, that's going to screw your lungs up, screw your brain chemistry up. You don't need to do that. So I'd like to think that more and more people around me are beginning to at least try to take steps to improve themselves. And I'm seeing this more and more and more. And so I say this all the time, that the more on track you guys are, the more likely people around you are going to be on track. It's not just about you. It's about who you're going to influence. Children, family members, co-workers, people you hang out with, people you associate with. There's a lot to be said about setting the pace, so to speak. I just can't emphasize enough how important it is to be around the right kind of people. Go ahead.
And I just, this isn't just your opinion. These are scientifically proven facts. You're basically trying to extend their life.
Yep.
I mean, I know that's simplifying it, but I mean, that's really, you're basically saying, hey, dude, don't you want to live a little longer? I mean, just because of the damage that the smoke does to your lungs.
So I think I said recently,
cancer. And cancer.
And cancer, yeah. My dad smoked his whole life, had cancer. I think I told the story, and I was at the hospital when he had they took out a whole lung. As soon as he got into the room, he looked at me, and this is when I smoked and I was young, and he said, hey, give me a cigarette. I mean, it's like, but that's the addiction. I mean, nicotine is so addictive. Marijuana is probably less addictive physically, but people love to do it. The other night, one of my students came in, and he says, I'll be right back, and he went outside, he came back in, he goes, oh, I feel so much better. I said, why? He said, well, I just smoked a joint. And I said, okay. And he said, yeah, it makes me, everything feels much better now. And I said to him, that's cool, but here's the problem. You're relying on something external to make you feel whole. You have to figure it out without that, or you're never going to be happy with yourself. You're always going to be, a slave to the habit, a slave to the drug.
Isn't that drug tricking your mind, thinking you do feel better, even though you might not?
Well, I think it probably works both ways, but regardless, people obviously do it because they have some kind of a benefit. Either they're more tranquil. I have another friend of mine that says, I get up every morning, I smoke a joint, and I'm motivated. And I'm thinking, okay, I thought that was like speed or meth or cocaine that does that for you. He says marijuana does that to him. Other people smoke pot and they say it just relaxes them. They just feel so much nicer, so much better. I just saw a post online. A friend of mine says, I'm so bored, I'm going to smoke me a doobie and blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. Any rate, I get it, if that's something you want to do once in a while, but geez, when you got to do it every single day, drink every single day, smoke every single day, it's no good. Any rate, notes. So I have a lot of friends that have anger problems.
Anger.
Let's say I know a lot of people. Maybe they're not all friends of mine, but I know a lot of people. I've experienced a lot of experiences where people lose their temper. And so I looked it up the other day. People that go from 0 to 100, just like that, it's a disorder and it's a mental health issue, and there's a name for it. It's called Episodic Dyscontrol Syndrome.
Wow.
Yeah, and what it is, it's where you have an explosive disorder, and usually it's a response to something that's fairly insignificant. In other words, it's the response is way out of proportion to the situation. You could get super angry if something really terrible would happen, right? But these are situations where like somebody said something wrong to you and you just blow up. I've seen that before. Or somebody did something and you want to get even by just exploding with anger. And it's just so it's not good, and you need help. You need help with this kind of thing. It's another personality disorder. Just bringing it up because I'm seeing more and more and more and more and more and more and more of this kind of stuff. And I guess it probably stems obviously from anger and or maybe depression, because you're holding something in, and then when something happens, like it triggers it, then you just got to let it all out, right? Kind of like letting out the air in a balloon. And I get it. I understand, because some people they just hold everything in. And then when the right situation comes along, wow. Or they get in a fight, or they want to fight, or they look for a reason to fight, because that releases a lot of the tension, right? I say all that to say this. Look, if you know people that are like that, explain to them this disorder and encourage them to get some counseling, get some kind of support, talk it out, at least help them to recognize they got a problem. It's not like this is not normal, guys. Sounds like you wanted to say something.
How could you hear what I was thinking?
I am insightful. I'll tell you a funny story.
I like stories.
I know you do. This 6-year-old girl the other night at my gym loves to come in and draw, and we talk and hang out, and she just loves to hug and visit. Anyway, she said, somebody said something about birthday, and I said something like, why do you think, the bottom line was I was going to try to explain to her why I gave her $20 for her birthday. And I said, now you need to be very insightful and try to figure this out. Why do you think I gave you money instead of a present? And I tried to like give her some hints. And finally, I said, my aunt would give me a present every year. And she's, oh, I get it. Your aunt gave you $20 every year. And I said, yes. So all these years later, I've kept that habit. But so back to what I'm saying, I'm feeling insightful. So what do you have to say? You were going to say something. I could see it in your face.
Oh, wow. I thought you said you heard me. But
I'm reading your mind. I think there's some validity to that. I've read some stories about it now. They think that some people can actually read other people's minds.
You might be able to. I guess I need to be thinking good thoughts of you, right?
Isn't that funny? Think about what it would be like if everybody could hear your thoughts.
Oh, that would be awful.
Terrible, wouldn't it?
It'd be terrible.
Okay, go ahead.
I forgot what I was going to say. No, just kidding. No. I agree with you, and I feel terrible for these people that do have this anger problem, because you know what? Those type of outbursts push people away.
Yes.
And they may not know why these people don't talk to them anymore, don't associate with them anymore. And it's because they're too volatile, they're too unpredictable. They don't know what's going to happen next time they meet up with you. So it can it can hurt your relationship with a loved one. It's terrible for business. You can't do that. You have to control yourself.
Yes, and I've seen some of these things happen in a business.
So I feel bad, and they do need to seek counseling or medical help to overcome it.
Or smoke a big doobie and calm down.
No,
I'm kidding. It's terrible that this stuff's legal everywhere. It's like alcohol's legal everywhere.
Yeah, see, I mean,
it's all bad.
It's terrible because it wasn't legal here, and now it is. And
this is in Missouri in the United States.
Yeah, so I mean, is it bad? I mean, we're all adult people that are mature and of an adult age should be able to control themselves.
But people that have addictive,
personalities.
personalities, but also the addictive gene. They say now that people that have addiction problems are actually, they just are going to be that person because they're born that way.
Oh.
This is what a lot of people say that study it. And regardless, a lot of people obviously are addicted.
Yeah.
And addiction's just horrible, right? It's just, you can't say how horrible enough it is. I see it all day long, every day. And
I'm addicted to ice cream.
Speaking of ice cream, I'm on an ice cream trip right now.
You're addicted.
The last 3 nights I've been eating ice cream.
You're addicted.
I am.
I read your mind.
Isn't that weird?
No.
And I hardly ever eat ice cream. There again, once you start something you like that tastes good and feels good, makes you feel good, what happens?
Oh, you keep doing it.
Keep doing it. Let's see, said the blind man.
How can he see?
As he picked up his tools and walked away.
How did he see to pick up the tools?
That's a good
I guess he
point.
could kick them.
They say now that they're able to help people that are blind to see again. There's all kinds of technology.
That's awesome.
And surgeries and brain chips. And it's getting pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm reading some notes here. If I could just read my notes, I'd be excited. Can't read.
You wouldn't write like a doctor. You could probably read your own writing.
I know. Oh, did I ever tell the story about? I think I told the story about my friend that I met. Anyway, I have a friend who's got a good friend, and I met her at a birthday party, and they have a child that's like, I don't know, 5 years old, but this kid's got like he's only like 20% there. I mean, he's some kind of a brain disability, yeah, and it's really, really sad. But what she has to go through as a mother, and I think we had this long talk, and I said, my goodness, she says, well, I have support, the hospital, and they give me certain tools to use, but I mean, it's got to be super taxing because the kid can't take care of himself. He's 5 years old, but he looks like looks older, but he's disabled, and he's just like in a wheelchair basically. Mm-hmm. And as he gets older, I mean, it's got to be, that's a full-time job.
Yeah. And
I was seeing that, and I was thinking to myself, kudos to her for being, so patient to be able to handle it. Or how far does that patience go? I mean, you can be Mother Teresa and eventually lose your patience, because struggle is for real, right? I mean, when you struggle with something like that mother has to deal with that child, or anything in life, I don't care how strong you are, there's going to come a point where you're probably going to feel like, screw this, I can't deal with this anymore. And I think that's when it's really important to make sure you hang out with really good people, to encourage you, to help motivate you, to keep you on track, to help you to stay on track, right?
And never give up, as you say.
And never give up. And that's the problem, is that people just friggin' give up. I see it all day long, and it's so sad, because if you just stay the course, sooner or later, the stars are going to line up. And I'm not saying you just snap your fingers and everything's wonderful again, but you have to stay the course for the long term. Whether it's, we talk about it, whether it's relationships or business or fitness or sport or going to school and you're feeling like throwing in the towel. Like a good friend of mine became a lawyer, and she struggled and never gave up, but you could just tell, my God, it was so difficult. And she did it in her 40s, late 30s. She wasn't like, just getting out of college and going to law school. But now she's got a great job, makes great income, and it was all worth it. So sometimes you have to project. Like when I go to the gym and I'm working out, I think I've said this before, I may not feel like working out, but I always think to myself, how am I going to feel when I get done? And all I got to do is think that way, and it's like, okay, I'm going to get through the workout.
Yeah.
Because I know how great I feel about myself, physically, emotionally, personally. Accomplishment, guys, is the best drug in the world. You don't have to be the most successful person in the world, but if you just accomplish small things every single day, you're going to feel better about yourself. We're not made to be lazy. We're human beings. I think human beings are ambitious creatures. We want to invent things and learn things and make things happen. It's my opinion anyway. So, breaking news.
Okay, you talk about health and being healthy is super important. Well, I came across this story of 3 weird ways to keep your brain healthy.
Okay, what are those?
Yeah. Well, they're weird ways, so here we go. This was done by it talks about that diet, adequate sleep, exercise are the normal ones everybody talks about.
Yes.
This guy, which was a Harvard-trained neuroscientist,
okay,
released this article talking about chewing gum.
Chewing gum?
It says,
how in the world does that help?
Chewing gum increases blood flow to the brain, which means more oxygen and glucose for the prefrontal cortex and hippocampus.
Okay.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay.
Vital for memory and learning. Number 2, it says it can also increase, enhance focus and attention because of the increased blood flow. Number 2, walking backwards.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. It says it challenges the brain, focusing attention and strengthening neural connections while potentially forming new pathways. It is increased cognitive control and memory recall by walking backwards. You're doing something you normally do, so it's making your brain work a little overtime.
I get it.
Humming. Humming. It increases nitric oxide levels in the nasal cavity, potentially improving blood flow to the brain and elevating your mood.
We like that.
Choir singers show enhanced heart rate variability and cognitive function. So doing these 3 activities often, find a consistent routine that works for you. So there you go. 3 weird ways to improve brain health. And then today, I don't know if you like hot dogs or not, it's National Hot Dog Day.
Today is? That's interesting.
And it's National Corn Fritter Day. Have you ever had a corn fritter?
I probably, but I can't recall that I have.
It's like a hush puppy with corn in it.
Oh,
it's breaded, it's fried.
Okay.
It's got corn in it and bread. It's really good.
I'm sure I probably.
It's amazing. Of course, anything fried is good. Not good for you,
but
good
for you, but tastes good.
Oh yeah. So.
Speaking of food, one of my coach gave me some a dish last night to take home and eat for dinner, and it was it was so delicious. He'd made I I don't even know what he had. He took a piece of garlic bread, and I guess he put cheese on it somehow, and he put some kind of meat on it, and then like a, I don't know how to explain it, but it was like yay big, and I'm telling you, talk about tasty. Put it in the microwave. Yeah, I sent him a message like at midnight. I said, man, you need to market this product. It's so good. Awesome. I don't know. It just hit home. I don't know how to explain it. Every once in a while you eat something, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
That was like, wow.
Yeah. Maybe you were really hungry.
I was really hungry, but I usually am by the time I get home after.
Everything tastes better when you're really hungry.
Yeah. And the ice cream was good too.
Ice cream's always
terrible to eat that late at night.
Oh, I can eat it every day.
I know.
I don't, and I shouldn't eat it as much as I do.
I think having a nice meal late at night for me is like a reward for working so hard all day.
Okay.
I don't know, it's silly. I'm sure it's not healthy, but well, I guess sometimes we have to do things that aren't perfect, right? And look, I never want to be the guy to preach perfect. I'm not that guy. I just want everybody to try to follow the basic rules of success. It's not that hard, and if you can do most of them and often and more of them more often, then that's even better. That's going to improve your chances of success that much more. One quick final story, and then we'll get out of here, along the lines of addiction. So I hate telling these kind of stories because it's so sad, but to make my point about addiction. So I have a friend. I haven't seen her in probably 10 years. She's probably 50. Apparently she's been doing meth, since she was 20-something. Anyway, she's in the hospital. And she's probably dying, but they can't do anything for her. Her heart's only pumping so much, and it's like, man, you just can't be doing this kind of stuff. You just can't. You just have to break the habit somehow. I don't know tell you exactly how to break the habit. There's all kinds of ways that you already know, but if you got an addiction, cigarette addiction or a drug addiction, man, food addiction, you got to get rid of it. You have to find a way to break out, and unfortunately they say only like 1 out of 10 people do make that happen. So it's horrible odds, but somehow, man, you got to try to do it, because if you don't, it's not going to end well. It's just not. I have another friend that sent me a message last night that he wasn't feeling well, and he's been struggling with physical problems because of addiction issues, and I just I hate getting that message, but I'm not surprised. And sometimes it's just too little, too late. Never give up, but man, if you have a chance to find a way to break these addictions, friggin' do it, or work on it, or find some way to get some support to help you to find a way to break these addictions. And I'm not trying to preach, but it's just everything, man. All right, any final thoughts, sir? Any words of wisdom?
Well, I think based on the breaking news that I came up with today, I think that if you walk backwards, chew gum, and hum at the same time, you really are going to be getting a healthy brain. I like that. Basically the only thing I can say.
I like that. Well, guys, with those words of wisdom, we'll close out and say this. Just remember, if you don't give up, eventually those stars are going to line up, and you're going to be a lot happier for staying the course. So until that time, and even after that time, just remember, keep your head up, keep your chin up, and always stay positive.